And hello everybody, welcome back to British Stand. This may just be my most important video I have done on this channel over the last year, as the Online Safety Act is now in full effect. And already, despite it being introduced just yesterday, it is already being abused. Now, under the guise, or originally there to protect children from harmful online content, including pornography, the legislation is now being used to suppress politically sensitive material, particularly footage of anti-immigration protests sweeping across the UK, and could have a huge threat on free speech within the United Kingdom. Despite the law being framed as a safeguard for young people, many users now on X are already reporting that they're unable to access protest footage just hours after the new regulations came into force. This raises serious concerns about censorship and the weaponization of the act against dissenting voices. And of course, it does go against your free speech within this country, which is absolutely awful stuff to see. Now, again, this is what we've seen yesterday, or X users are starting to see things already. As you can see, some protest footage on X after the Online Safety Act came into full force. And as you can see, a little message there on X stating, due to local laws, we are temporarily restricting access to this content until X estimates your age. So if you were in the United Kingdom, you weren't able to see this post. Now, again, just to clarify, ladies and gentlemen, I absolutely do agree with trying to, block children from watching pornographic porn or all the rest of it. Again, I don't think it's good for the human mind, especially for young kids. However, this is in a guise to stop free speech. This is in a guise to go against it and abuse it. And we're already seeing the abuse happen. I want to go through the new rules because, again, they don't make full sense, and there's a lot of loopholes as to how they can stop you from speaking your mind, essentially, and all the rest of it, keeping your digital information, your digital IDs, and all of these kind of things. We've seen over the last 2-3 days with regard to the T app that everybody's information just got leaked. But this is a really scary time, and we are going to be getting to the petition that you can sign straight away, because a lot of people are repelling this. They are wanting this to stop, and it's over 150,000 signatures at the time of recording. But let me talk a little bit more about this Safety Act. Under the new rules, all websites and apps hosting adult content in the UK must implement highly effective age verification measures by the 25th of July. And despite the law, of course, already being framed as a safeguard for young people, many users on X are reporting that they're unable to access protest footage just hours after the regulations came into force, which raises serious concerns about censorship and the weaponization and the act of dissenting voices. But the issue does go a lot deeper than just age checks. The timing and targeting of content restrictions suggest the act is being used not just to protect children, but to control narratives, shut down protest visibility, and undermine democratic accountability. Now, of course, Rupert Lowe is a big person on free speech, and here on his Restore, he's came out and stated Restore Britain, there we go. So he said, repeal the Online Safety Act, legislate a clear, unambiguous right to free speech in British law, guaranteeing that lawful expression cannot be criminalized or censored by the state or private platforms. Platforms hosting lawful content must be shielded from government pressure to censor, require transparency and content moderation, and prohibit state-directed takedowns of illegal speech. This law risks investigative journalism, whistleblowing, and political debate being wiped out online. Britain must enshrine free expression, not regulate it in any way. Fear of liability may lead to over-moderation, driving smaller players out of the market, and empowering big tech. Resist censorship, repeal the Online Safety Act. Now, I'm going to speak a little bit more about the Online Safety Act in a second, but for those of you that are just tuning in, there is a link into the description, and this is already at 150,000 now. By the way, I have signed it, it was just on a different browser. However, 150,000 signatures currently at the time of recording, and this is just going up. We have currently got the link down there in the description for you to go and check out, and make sure that you do sign this, because this guys could really affect free speech within this country. It really could, because the guise is there for the thing, protecting children from harmful content online. Absolutely agree with it. Children should not be watching porn, and they should not have all these kind of things coming up on their screens. However, the repercussions on what this actually can do and monitoring it and actually trying to enforce it comes at a different cost. And we're already starting to see the effects from protests. And this in particular post was police brutality caught on camera at a protest. This kind of information being suppressed and not being able to be seen is really, really bad. It's really bad. And it probably doesn't stop there as to what's going to be regarded as adult content. But certainly, guys, if you want your free speech and you want to keep free speech in this country, make sure you do sign this petition and repeal it. And yeah, we're going to have to fight on this one. Again, this is not about children watching adult content. The Tory government, the Labour government, overseen years. And well, like that, with regard to the main thing that was happening, of course, in Rotherham and the grooming gangs. So I think this is massively just the guise, and we're starting to see it. But the whole of X is an outrage. A lot of British citizens getting really, really pissed off with this. And this is something that you would probably hear out of North Korea or China. And there was actually a book on this, actually, I think, talking about what was going to be coming. More to the point about these apps and these companies having your digital ID, having your face, having your ID there so that they can come and arrest you if they don't like your post that you posted. It's a dangerous game. It's a really, really dangerous game. It's a very, very scary time for them just to have all of your details on what you're posting. It's absolutely wild, and I cannot believe that this is happening in the UK at this time. And yeah, it wasn't going to take long until this would get abused. And by the way, this isn't Labour who introduced this. This was the Tory government. They're just as bad as each other, but this was the Tory government that introduced this earlier on. Now, from the outside looking in, I will say it again. Yes, children should be protected from pornographic content. Of course, I agree with that. But read the words, read the whole thing, and you will certainly see where we're headed with it. And it's a very, very scary time indeed. I am not happy at all. But let's go into the live chat here, ladies and gentlemen. As I said, it's important that you do sign the petition. And again, we're trying to push back on this. 100,000 signatures is a debate in Parliament, which is already met to. So we're going to be getting that debate imminently. And this is only, 24 hours. And it's already 150K. So it's really, really gathering some momentum. Where do you draw the line? National surveillance on the people? Are we transitioning into demolition man style system with strict laws in place? This is where it starts. This is why we need to repel it. This is why you need to push back on it, because it is controlling, and it's very, very scary times. It really is. I don't often get scared about certain things, but this really does frighten me, where this could lead to. It really does frighten me, especially with them just being able to hold all these sites with these digital IDs and everything about you, so that the government can go, yep, blah, blah, blah. And people may ask the question, well, why is Elon Musk biting into it? Well, because Starmer's government, the government, are going to be fining them 10% of their global revenue if they don't take down posts that or if they don't oblige by it. So he has his hands tied, essentially. It's absolutely wild. It really is wild, and it's a really, really scary, scary, scary world that we could be going into in the United Kingdom. Frightening. That's all I can say. Dale says, it's an absolute joke. I wondered why all the sites were down the other day. Mental. Interestingness says, this will be the final nail in the coffin for our freedoms. It's wild. So essentially now, if you want to find out what's happening in the United Kingdom with regard to a protest that may just be down the road from you, you have to go get information from an American person to tell you what's happening in your town. It's fucking mental. It really is. It's so wild. I can't believe it's even a thing. I can't believe we're even contemplating such behaviours. But it doesn't surprise me. And to be fair, if the Tory government or the Reform government want to win the next general election, all they have to do is say, we'll repeal the Online Safety Act. That's it. That's a win there straight away. There is no way that this is that people were backing this. I think I seen a statistic saying only 14% of people back this. So it just goes to show. Why have I got so much stuff? Sorry, James, mate. I don't take people that are spamming in my chat, man. 2 secs. James, you're off skis, buddy. I can't read any comments here, so I can't see anything. Sorry. Cheers, James. Goodbye. Sorry, I don't know if any of you guys were friends with James, but he was doing my nutting. Way too many messages. I couldn't read between the points that I wanted to see. Jens says, who really believes that they are protecting our children? Oh, sorry, it's not come up. Sorry, I'll get that up for you. Just as I blocked James out of the chat, he messed up my chat. Wow, James. Sorry, apologies. That was a good comment there. It's gone now, I think. Yeah, Jens says, who really thinks that this is... Why is that not coming through? Oh, wow. Oh, sorry, Jens, but I can't get your chat up for some reason. Oh, wow. James has put me off focus, man. I have to change this around. That's what happens. I might have to get a moderator, actually. So if any of you guys are interested in being a moderator, then maybe apply or something. In the emails. Sorry, I'll get to the chat now. Let me sort this out. For God's sakes. There we go. That work. Does that work? Yes, there we go. Jen says, who really believes they are into protecting children? Well, if you look at the history of these two governments over the last, 10, 15 years, it'd probably suggest otherwise, but that's not where, that's not my place to sort of comment, I suppose. 13th of September becomes all too real. Of course, they're trying to suppress free speech as well. 13th of September is a freedom of speech parade hosted by Tommy Robinson. A lot of big guests coming. It's very, very important that people do show up. It was Farage who said Starmer is a good man. Oh, mate, these guys, man. Guys, the link to the petition is in the description of this live stream. In the description of this video, you can go over there. VPN is your friend. Yeah, look, VPNs are great, but not everyone's got access to a VPN, or maybe not have the means to get access to a VPN. Again, I use VPNs, of course, all the time, but again, not everybody's aware of that. You would find that probably hard to believe, but not a lot of people do use VPNs and do have the means to get one. But yeah, Trump, I mean, look, Trump's starting to do my tits in a little bit. Look, he spoke about the invasion of Europe today, which was absolutely fine. But then in the same breath, praised Keir Starmer about getting a UK and EU deal. I know that maybe he's playing chess whilst others have played checkers before. And maybe he's playing, trying to keep them on side or whatnot. But what I'm trying to say is with Donald Trump, he's the leader of the free world, or so he's supposed to be. He should be speaking out vocally about this. And I know J.D. Vance did in the White House that time, and Starmer barefaced lied, but this needs to be... Donald Trump needs to speak out. He really does need to speak out about this. There's no way they can go around this world and just cut about and just feel like they can silence people. Because we are. And people were saying, yes, look, the guys... The protecting children from corn and all these kind of things, absolutely. I get it. I do get it. I know how detriment, I know how vile, I know how disgusting that industry is. I do know, and children should be protected from it. And to be fair, if you're an adult watching it, you probably shouldn't. It's not very good for your brain, especially any men here in the chat. Don't watch it. It's not good for you. But what I'm trying to say is it's the other stuff, and we're already seeing it in full display on X. We're starting to see them suppressing people's posts, age restricting people's posts, of police brutality. This is stuff that people need to see, and this is why X was reinstated. It gave everybody their voices back, and that's the reason, of course, as to why the UK government doesn't want to see it. Leo says Trump should never pander to Starmer. Well, you know, he's giving him freaking compliments and talking about, you know, saying sort of backhanded. He is slightly more liberal than me, but he's done a great job with his predecessors. He's not done better than his predecessors. Boris Johnson was better than him. You know, there's loads. Richie Sunak was much better than him. Miles better than him. You'd rather Richie Sunak now. But it's wild. Alex says, not chess, it's just Trump. There is a lot on the line with the US and Britain. Exactly. But again, he should call it out. He should call this out. This is not good. It really isn't good. I know JD Vance did as well back in the White House, but Starmer just lied. He lied to the whole world. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to go, but we've got plenty of content coming up for the rest of the day, if I'm allowed to post it, I suppose. Of course, we're going to be checking out, there's a lot of protests happening again today. A big one in Glasgow, UKIP, but more protests are going to be erupting today, so we'll be keeping up to date with a lot of them. But make sure you do sign the petition, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't take you long. And if I can get, you know, a few thousand views on this video or whatever, and I can direct a few thousand people over to that petition to sign it, then it makes the world a difference. So make sure you do jump over there and sign the petition, guys. It takes a minute. Even less than that. Just do it, just get it done, and then you've done your bit, and then relax for the rest of the day. But yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in.